guys, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Elaine, and on my channel I like to talk about bags from mid-range to vintage luxury. And today, as you can see, I'm outside of EcoTown, and this is the one that's next to Costco, Dillingham area. And I will be doing a vlog here as well as one at Moana for EcoTown Select. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. So switching to voiceover Elaine here. So this is the entrance of EcoTown in the Dillingham area. So this one has a lot of different things. It's not just luxury items. It's basically a little bit of everything. Lots of electronics. As you can see, a wide range of secondhand Aloha shirts. If you want to gift an Aloha shirt from Hawaii, I highly recommend checking out the selection at EcoTown. And they also have a wide range of inexpensive to mid-range bags, as you can see here, and then they have a lot of toys. So if you are looking for last year's Labubu, this is the best place to go in Hawaii. They had a ton. Personally, I never bought it when it was trendy, so I'm not about to buy it now either. And a bunch of stuffies. So me personally, I don't usually buy too many secondhand stuffies because you just never know, but I'm okay with a couple of key rings once in a while. So here is last year's Labubu. Those were priced around $15 on average for all of these Pop Mart or faux Pop Mart type of toys. And here are the selection of luxury goods. So starting with some Celine bags, as you saw, it was in $250, $750, and $1,000 with a little bit of a discount. That Gucci was pretty cute. And more vintage types of Gucci bags here. And they also had a couple Loewe's. The Muse 2 in the back was about $575 and a little snakeskin Hermes belt. So a lot of these things, they do have an authenticator. And they are sold as, of course, authentic, but definitely you should look at all of these very carefully before purchasing, because fakes are so good these days that you just never know. They did have quite a bit of Louis Vuitton, some of it for sale, some vintage ones, and as you know, I'm in my vintage Louis Vuitton era, but honestly these weren't beat up enough for me. I like mine very worn, and because I like to do some cleaning and conditioning myself, so all of these were actually in very good condition. And this I thought was interesting. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like a bottle of something in a Louis Vuitton strap system. If you guys know what that is, please comment down below, because yeah, I have no idea. That's a cute looking Speedy, but kind of large. I think that was a Speedy 30, I want to say. Yeah, they just had a wide range of Louis Vuitton. I wouldn't say these prices were that great. I think you can find it better on Japanese eBay, possibly on Fashion File or the Real. But I guess if you see something that you really like, I would say they're about on par with some of the higher priced items on the secondhand resale websites. And then they also had this, I don't know, they call it Escal? Boogie board? I don't know what that is, but that looked really cool. Very Hawaii-esque. Very much fits the Hawaii vibes. Great centerpiece for a house. Bunch of Gucci items here. Again, wide range. So I'm focusing on this black Gucci bag because I had one exactly like that in red once. I just wanted to see how much it was. I think it was around $200 something. Yeah, or I think $300. Wasn't that great of a deal again. But yes, if you are looking for Gucci items as well, they have quite a few. They also had a select number of Chanel items, again, not priced very competitively, definitely on the high end. I also did take a look at this Kelly 32 that was priced at $10,500. I didn't catch it on camera, but in my humble opinion, I don't think it was authentic. Personally, I wouldn't have taken the risk, is all I'll say. Cute little pop of orange there for the Chanel, and this was the one Goyard. Again, I don't know if it was authentic or not. I wouldn't know how to authenticate Goyard, but yes, not exactly what I was looking for. I thought this Fendi was actually a pretty good price at $500 for that flap. Quite intricate. Nowadays, Fendis can go quite high in price. And this other ostrich Fendi, very vintage in green, was also a really good price at $500. I think it was also somewhat discounted. They had a small selection of jewelry. Again, I think you can find better prices on the RealReal. They did have a Coco Crush for $3,750. Again, that's high, but I do think those retail for around $5,000 to $6,000. So, this jade ring for $50 is a good deal, though, if you're into jade. Random bits of jewelry here and there. And their Tiffany selection was also fairly decent. Last year, I did buy a Tiffany item from EcoTown Select, which we'll go to next, for a decent price. I would say probably slightly less than what I found on the RealReal. I do think sterling silver Tiffany items can be priced pretty competitively at EcoTown. And then they had a bunch of their designer shoes behind the glass, which, doesn't make you want to try it on, but at least they have the sizes there. So if you were really interested, you could ask a salesperson for assistance, but nothing really caught my eye when it came to shoes. And some of the other items that they have at EcoTown, like TVs, electric guitars, keyboards. If you're looking for a musical instrument and you don't want to pay full retail for a brand new one, I highly recommend checking out EcoTown as well. They have quite an array. And then, a lot of gain systems, portable speakers, a lot of electronics. And they do test every single one of them before they purchase it to resell. So I do think, they all work. And then a bunch more guitars. It was quite a selection. We got some laptops, iPads, and apologize for some of the blurriness here, and some smartwatches as well. They also had quite a big camera selection, so this is just some of the smaller cameras, but they also had a ton of lenses. So if you're looking for a specific, DSLR, maybe some lenses, again, EcoTown in Dillingham is actually a very good first stop to kind of check out the prices. I don't know if that's a good price or not, but they had quite a selection. They also had some gimbals. So if you want to take some footage, a vlog here in Hawaii, and you didn't bring your own, this is also a good stop for that. And then a bunch of pedals. So this is mostly for musicians, of course, guitar pedals. And I'm not a musician, but my husband is. And so took some footage of that. And some ukuleles. So these are fairly good ukuleles. We got one with signatures. I don't know the band, but they had quite a good array of vintage and fairly new ukuleles. So if you're looking for the real deal, but not looking to spend, I recommend EcoTown. And more guitars, more instruments, quite a bit. And as you can see, there's some speakers in the back. All right, so now we're at EcoTown Select. So this is the one in Ala Moana. So it's a much smaller store, and they definitely are geared more towards tourists. And so they don't have any of that gear that you just saw, but they do have, some Hawaiian shirts along with some muumuus and women's wear. And so, yes, and then they also do have some Hawaiian artwork. And I have to say, some of this goes pretty quick. I went to look at it the other day, and then when I went back, it was pretty much all gone. So I think things move quicker, I would say, at this Ala Moana location. Again, they do have quite a bit of luxury items, a lot of Louis Vuitton. As you can see, there's all their wallets, as well as Chanel wallets here. These were pretty, I would say pretty expensive, actually. Some Chanel shoes. There was a Balenciaga small rodeo for $2,800. I don't know if that's a good deal or not. And just, a wide array of secondhand luxury items. Look at those Gucci belts. That was just a small selection of, there was more elsewhere. Yes, definitely the trend is over. Oh, here's some more belts. Again, those Gucci belts and some Goyard items. I do notice that they have a lot more SLGs at the Ala Moana EcoTown Select store. There's a Valentino totes, a couple of those. That's a Cartier bag for $500. And a Celine. I was looking at some of these bags, but nothing really caught my eye. That's a fun little Loewe hammock. Bunch of Prada wallets, some Ferragamo as well. Now some Prada bags. Oh, this is a Stella McCartney bag that I tried on. So this was not behind the showcase. I guess it's in part of their mid-range lineup. And so it was about $200. Was that $250? And it was a good price, I thought. Again, a Bao. $250 is a little bit expensive for that one. And then $150 for this Longchamp. Again, I think it's a bit high. The nice thing about EcoTown Select is that if you're interested in some of these older styles, it's actually kind of nice to try it on. Like I tried on a Hermes backpack once that I thought I would buy because I do see them for good prices on the secondhand market on Japanese eBay. And then when I tried it on in store at an EcoTown, it was just too small. Like I couldn't really wear it comfortably. And so now I knew like, okay, I'm not going to buy that anymore. That's off my wish list. And so I think if you do see a bag that you're interested in, it's great to be able to try it on at an EcoTown or EcoTown Select. So more Louis Vuitton and other accessories. Again, Louis Vuitton wallets, watches, and more SLGs. They did have a couple of Hermes items at this store as well. They had some belts, some china, and some twillies. All of them are priced fairly high though. I wouldn't say there was any good deals amongst those items. Even the Calvies are like $500. Yeah, $250, $350 for some of the bracelets. I did actually try on one of the Hermes necklaces and realized it's too short for me. It's more of a choker style on me. So again, it was great to be able to try it on. This is actually a backpack that I bought for my daughter. It's the only thing that I bought from EcoTown that day. She is in love with Pokemon, especially Gengar, so that was a perfect little gift for her. If you're looking for cute lounge fly backpacks, EcoTown and EcoTown Select have quite a few. This Rebecca Minkoff bag brought back some memories. I don't know if you guys remember those. And here are some jewelry that's behind their display cases. Bunch of vintage Chanel and some Cartier. These are some of their Tiffany necklaces, which again, it doesn't look like they're a very good deal. And then other Tiffany items behind their display case. The only Van Cleef item I saw were those earrings for $2,800. Probably not a great deal. Every once in a while, you'll find some Hawaiian jewelry in the display cases, which I think, can be a good deal, especially if they're on sale. It's a cute little crab from Kate Spade. And here's a Coach backpack for $180, a denim one. A brand new with tag Stod bag for $150, originally priced at $325. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with that leather though. It was quite plastic looking. More Coach. This one was $200 for the tabby. So I don't really know Coach. I haven't really purchased Coach lately, so I'm not sure if these are good prices. Longchamp for $150. Another Coach item for $50. So that one was really beat up, which appeals to me because I love to restore bags in general. So tried it on for size. I'm not really a tote person, but yeah, it was a very practical tote. And this is the Coach Gallery from 2006. They had a bunch of Dooney and Burke. Here's a Todd's bag. So a bunch of vintage bags. This one was actually $30, and I was very tempted because it does look quite beat up, but I think that's mold, so decided not to get it. If you're looking for any vintage pins, very Hawaiian pins, there's some cute ones here for $5, which I think is not a bad deal. Some costume jewelry. They actually had quite a bit of costume jewelry at this location. Do you guys remember these keychains? More the little block letters. A bit of nostalgia there for me. And more costume jewelry, necklaces on this side. About $15 to $20 per necklace. Some of the lace here, if you're looking for, this is like a puka shell necklace. Not sure if it's a real one or not, but they also had some kukui nut lace for about $15. So I think it might be marginally cheaper. So if you're looking for a secondhand, an eco-conscious gift, I think, especially when it comes to lace, EcoTown Select has quite a good selection. Got some wooden bowls here. I don't think, it might be koa, but I'm not sure. And a Tudor watch for $5,500, which is kind of a lot there. A Grand Seiko for $22. For men's, not bad, but it is probably quartz movement. And here's a selection of Cartier jewelry. Cute little Celine card holder there, along with a very old Louis Vuitton agenda, and $400 for the Celine pouch in the back. And that's it. I hope you like this vlog. I gotta say, overall, the things that they have here aren't the best. If you're looking for luxury items, I wouldn't say it's the best deals. Sometimes you'll find something good, but it is very few and far between. But I think they're worth checking out. So if you have a chance and you're in Hawaii, go take a look. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!